Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. We made it. We made it. We made it. Yay. So good to be here with you guys. That's annoying me. All right, Tuesday, episode 23. 23 is my number. It is my number. I love it. What's up? How are you guys? It's so good to be here for another episode of Untangled. I feel good. I feel ready to share whatever is going to come through for us. Gosh only knows. I never know what's going to come through, what I'm going to share for Untangled. But welcome. And if this is your first time watching Untangled, my intention for this weekly live YouTube series is to basically make the uncomfortable comfortable. To speak about that which we are programmed to stuff away, bypass, pretend isn't happening, um, to really allow the shadow and the really tumultuous moments of our evolution to be okay, to be popular, to be just as beautiful as the moments where we are in positive vibrational states and in love and light. Because let's keep it real, this evolutionary process in human consciousness is not simply just love and light. That is impossible in terms of physics. If you understood physics and you understood the body, and you understood the quantum field, you would know that it is almost impossible for a human body on the planet right now to be in love and light and high vibrational states all the time. It's physics wise, energetically impossible unless you are in a controlled state all the time, bypassing what is actually physically happening within you. And so my whole point of this series, and really what I'm really kind of advocating for right now, in so much of my teachings, is to truly make the unpopular and uncomfortable and low vibrational states that we find ourselves in extremely popular. Let's cheer them on. Let's talk about them. Let's feel them. Let's look at them. Let's stop pretending and denying, and let's make it okay. There is a large spectrum, large spectrum of experiences that we get to experience all day long, right? There are gifts that we are given all day long with other humans and with ourselves, ways to make a difference in people's lives, ways to make a difference in our lives, ways to make people feel love or joy or peace, ways to make ourselves feel love and joy and peace. But there is also the uncomfortable. There are also the experiences, the emotions, the flip side of that we will also experience, especially if it's stored in your physical body. So to not to deny that because you don't want to feel it, to deny what is happening in the world because you don't want to admit to it or see it, is denying the natural process of what we are going through, this evolution. And so then it becomes a matter of, okay, how do I juggle all of this, right? How do I run this marathon or walk this pilgrimage, juggling all of it? Because the true master, the true embodied multidimensional human doesn't run or try to control anything that it experiences because it knows that it's not it, right? I speak about this all the time. And I want to share something that and this is not a popular teaching. A lot of people don't want to sit in that. They don't want to hear it. They need help just sort of feeling better in their lives. And I understand that. It's intense. I understand just wanting to feel soothed. And it makes sense. It's important when you are going through rough patches in your life, when you are going through emotional states that feel so overwhelming, so chaotic inside of you. You need to find tools that can assist you in moving that emotional state through you. It's extremely important. You don't want to sit in it and anchor it and become it, because it's not you. So we have to learn how to feel what we don't want to feel and to feel what we do want to feel without attaching to it. And sometimes we need tools to assist us, right? Things that can calm us. And so I think sometimes my messages are not the most calming, perhaps, for people, because it does bring light to what we don't want to see. But it has, from my experience, been the fastest way into these higher states of consciousness and really being able to walk through this world with more freedom and more ease and more grace, which is why I teach it, because it's working for me, you know. One of the things I wanted to share with you guys, so this past week, I'm trying to think if anything happened every week, the last couple of weeks have just kind of blended in, right? Nothing stands out this past week to sort of share with you guys that I've recognized, or um, that has been like a profound moment. But every time I go, right before I go on to a Untangled episode, I always ask for the highest intention, right? So, for the highest intention for everyone. And so here's what came through, and I just did a quick video. Here's what I want to share with you guys that came through. Take it or leave it. So, your body is energetic. It looks physical, but it's actually an energetic vibrational state. It's vibrating out energy. And when it connects to the external world, whether it's a person, a room, a tree, your car, it first vibrationally feels it. So there's like a resonance, right? You feel something first, not an emotional feeling. You feel like there's an energetic feeling. For instance, if you get into somebody's car or you walk into somebody's house, you're going to feel something. Maybe you feel light, you feel like expanded, or maybe you walk into someone's house and it feels restrictive, unsafe, right? Like weird. That's that's your body being the energetic radar that it is, connecting to the energetic space, even with the person, right? Okay. Any experience An experience is something that you have with the external world. You have an experience going grocery shopping, going to school, being babysat when you were younger. I don't know, you name it. Your first day of school. There are billions of experiences that you have throughout your lifetime. We're having an experience right now. Every experience which is external is an energetic exchange. Okay. Which means that the external experience that you're having with a person, place, or thing, okay, is an energy. Your body is interacting with that energy, okay? So they're coming together. They're creating an experience. That experience, as energy, moves into your body in order to be experienced. Otherwise, how do you experience anything? It has to move through the body so that you can interpret it. And when your body interprets the experience energetically, it creates emotions, thoughts, beliefs, behaviors from that experience. That's how everything is created in this world. Okay? So you have billions of experiences that you have had that have been filtered through your body, that in that moment of the experience, stay with me, has created energy, emotions, thoughts, beliefs, and even behaviors. So, for instance, let's say that you are 5 years old and you get dropped off to kindergarten for the first time. This actually happened to me. I don't know why this is coming up, but this is what happened to me. So, when I was really young, I never talked. I didn't talk to people. I only talked at home, and I talked a lot at home. But when I went to school, I never talked. I did not open my mouth. And so I think it was like my kindergarten teacher. She said to my mom one day, she goes, "You know, Lorie doesn't talk." So the teacher will ask me questions, I won't answer. Kids will talk to me, I don't talk to them. All right. And my mom was furious, and she didn't understand. Like, because it's like, well, she talks all the time at the home, right? So she dropped me off at kindergarten one day, and I'll never forget it. I had my poor mom's watching this right now, and she's going to feel horrible, but this is just an example of like an experience that can impact your behavior or your emotions and thoughts. It just is, okay? So, I'm holding my mom's hand, I'm in kindergarten, my teacher is talking to my mom, and I remember the teacher saying she doesn't talk, and then my mom's looking at me saying, "Say something," and the teacher's asking me a question and I'm not talking. Then my mom gets even more mad at me, "Why are you not saying anything?" And then because I'm in this state of, like, complete, like, insecurity and whatever, I freeze. Then my mom starts to yell at me, and then I pee my pants. Okay, so that experience, right? That's a traumatic experience, but it just popped in, so I'm sharing it. That experience, okay, that was an external experience. My body energetically experienced it first. And then my body took in that energetic experience and it created fear. It created feeling frozen. It created feeling unsafe, right? These are the emotions that I was feeling. And because in that moment I didn't feel safe, I'm not good enough, nobody understands me. These are like the things that I am unconsciously beginning to process through that experience. It's not a conscious thing. I'm not thinking at 6 years old, oh my God, I am not a worthy person. Oh my God, I don't feel safe to speak. Like those aren't consciously happening. It's an energy that moves in and creates these very subconscious, unconscious thoughts. And then the emotions are so intense that, especially as a 6-year-old, you don't know how to process them. Okay. So you either disassociate, shut down, pretend it's not happening. Okay. Now, many of us can probably look back at our lives and be like, oh my God, I remember so many of these types of experiences happening. The energies that moved through my body at that age didn't filter all the way through. They didn't go all the way through. What does that mean? When I was standing there and having that moment and that experience, I didn't allow the fears to move through me. I didn't allow the insecurity to move through me. I didn't just stand in the experience and let it just move as a sovereign being safe in the world, because I didn't understand that I was. And most of us don't. We're not taught that, right? So I couldn't stand as a sovereign human, whatever age I was, and allow whatever I was experiencing to just be experienced. I reacted to it like almost every human does. So what happens and what's happening now is that there are thousands of those experiences in the external world that you have had. It can be smaller than that or bigger than what I just explained, okay? But they're stored inside your body. They're stored. You're holding on to them in the body. And I want you to imagine these emotions, these thoughts, these beliefs, and maybe even behaviors, okay? Because it's interesting that I love to speak, right? So it didn't stop me from speaking. It's just a very interesting experience that I had. Maybe it created some insecurities around my speaking. I don't know. Whatever comes up, I just allow myself to feel. But I want you to imagine whatever you have gone through in the past that was not in that moment completely just experienced is stored in the body as energies, as little granule grains of something or other. Okay. And it holds a vibrational state, a pulse, a frequency. And they're all over your body. It's what creates cancer. It's what creates disease. It's what creates illness. Okay. Now, what's happening right now is that many of us are starting to feel emotions and thoughts and beliefs that make no sense. Nothing in the external world, okay, is creating or instigating the emotions that you may be feeling right now out of the blue, the thoughts that are popping in that make no sense, the beliefs that you're starting to see about yourself that you're like, where is this coming from? The behaviors that are starting to pop in and you're like, this is not me. What is this, right? You're trying to find out why. You're trying to connect it to something. What's happening is the amount of light or energy that is moving into your body right now is increasing the vibrational state of your body or the frequency of your body. So all of the light in your body is starting to speed up, increase. And when that happens, these little granules of energy, the thoughts, the emotions, the beliefs, and the behaviors that were stored in your body that are unconscious, that you don't even realize are in your body. You don't even remember that experience. You're like, holy shit, I forgot that happened, right? They are starting to ruffle up, rustle up and start to be pulled up into your now. And it's like you're serving yourself some sort of emotion and you're like, where is this coming from? This is physics. This is simply how energy works. This isn't like rocket science. This is just the evolution in consciousness. And it's the body that's showing us all of this. So all of a sudden, we're going about our day and we're feeling some sort of weird insecurity. A little creeping in of an insecurity pops in. This insecurity is a consciousness. It's an energy. It's a granule like piece of salt, right? That pops in and you're going about your day and all of a sudden you start to feel a little insecure. You're like, that's weird. That insecurity, that granule of salt that you are feeling could have been from 25 years ago, an experience you had when you were 6 years old and your mom was yelling at you and your teacher was yelling at you. You don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where that insecure granule is coming up. What matters is, one, you don't try to freaking change it. You just simply feel it and observe it and recognize that you're not it. Feel it, observe it, and recognize you're not it. Oh my God, I'm feeling an insecure thought. Okay. If I remember that this is physics, this is an evolution, that the body is increasing in vibration. And what this means is that my body is increasing in vibration and it's going to pull up anything stored in my body. If you believe that illness and disease is caused by energies in your body, then how can you not believe this? Right? Like how can you not believe that there are energies within your body that are going to pop up for you to be cleared? Our body is a natural cleansing machine. It knows how to cleanse itself, clean itself, heal itself, and shift itself into higher frequencies. It knows what to do. It's designed to do this. So it's quite simple when you break it down, but we make it so complex. The same thing is happening in the external world. The exact same thing is happening in the external world, right? And we're going to see all of these things being rustled to the top, to the surface, so that we can feel it, observe it, and then choose to no longer allow it to play with us, no longer allow it to control us. When these little energies, these little salt granules pop in, depression, irritability, anxiety, stress, worry, whatever it is, okay? It's possible that in the current moment that you're in, the external world is creating it. It's also possible that it is stored within your body and it just needs to be felt. Either way, these little grains of salt need to be felt because they are in a lower vibrational state than your physical body. If your body was in the same vibrational state as anxiety, as depression, as sadness, as irritability, then you wouldn't even recognize that you were feeling it. Unfortunately or fortunately, this is why many people don't feel, because their bodies are in a very low vibrational state. They don't even realize that they are in stress. The higher your body vibrates, the more aware you're going to be of every subtle little energy that pops up, i.e., emotion or thought. And now you're going to think you're crazy. You're going to think it's gotten worse because the vibrational state of your body has increased allowing you to now step out of the old ways, the old vibrational states that you were in that you didn't even see that you were in. And now you're going to feel a lot more and you're going to think it's worse. I'm getting worse. It's getting worse. Life's getting worse. This sucks. No, it doesn't. Your body is raising in vibrational state. And now you're going to see everything that was stored in your body. The vibrational state outside of this of you, the vibrational state of the planet, of the human collective, is rising. What happens when the vibrational state of the human collective, all the humans on the planet, rises? Guess what gets ruffled? The greed, the fear, the manipulation, the mind control, the evil, the corruption. All of the things that we have been in for thousands of years are going to start to rise to the surface. We're going to be like, holy shit, we've been in this. Holy cow, I've been lied to. Oh my God, the government doesn't have my best interest. Oh my God, the pharmaceutical company is literally trying to kill me. Wait a second, what? These are the things that you're going to start to see that you have been in that you didn't see before because the collective, the human collective's vibration is rising. It's the exact same thing that's happening in the physical body. It's mirroring the human collective. Your body is mirroring what's happening out there. All of the unconscious, subconscious ways that you have been living in, that you haven't even noticed that you have been in, is going to start to rise up. It doesn't matter why. It is simple. It is so simple. This is designed to be so simple. The complexity of it is that it doesn't feel good. The reason we make it so complex is because it doesn't feel good. And if it doesn't feel good, then it's bad. And if it's bad, then I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, I have to fix it and change it. Does that make sense? So you just want to pay. This is what's happening to your body right now. This is why, in my opinion, any tiny little thing that you feel throughout your day that is uncomfortable, just feel it in that moment. Any irritability that pops up, any fear that pops up, you just feel it. Like, oh wow, look what's arising. Boom. Oh, what's arising? Boom. We're not designed to investigate and control what arises. That's not flow. That's actually not being in elevated states of consciousness or higher states of consciousness. When you're in a higher vibrational state, when you're living from a higher state of consciousness, it doesn't mean that you're not going to feel what's continuing to arise. The only reason that you are now experiencing your reality from a higher state of awareness is because you are allowing whatever is boiling up to be felt to just be felt. That's presence. We have to stop trying to control. The fastest way through is not in controlling. There is no finally moving out of the body, right? This idea that it's finally going to move out of the body is still an attachment to it. These are subtle, very subtle ways in which we are still attached to what we're experiencing, meaning that we still, in some small way, are associating ourselves with it. It's not good. I shouldn't be feeling it. You want to no longer have an attachment to when is it finally going to be gone. We have to detach from this idea that there is a destination that we will reach. That creates the largest amount of suffering on the planet, is this attachment to specific outcomes, specifically feeling better. Right? This quantum field that we are in, this world that we are in, is all kinds of up and down, good, bad, positive, happy, joyful, sad. It's all of it. It's all of it. The reason people stay in those lower states that they don't like so much is because they are attaching to them and they're afraid of it. And when you're afraid of something, you literally grab it. And then all of a sudden, it is consuming you. And you're thinking about it and you're trying to get out of it and you're trying to fix it. You're only anchoring it in. If you simply experienced those emotions that you hope to finally be out of in the same way that you experience joy or peace or love or freedom or ease or laughter, any of these emotions that you just experience, you don't grab them. You don't say, when is this finally going to be over? When am I don't ever want to experience this again. You just experience that emotion. You're just in that flow state with that emotion. It's just moving through you. And you're practicing how to do that with the emotions that you don't like. There's no attachment to it. When is it finally going to go away? Who the freak knows? You have no idea. You're not in control. Just feel what comes up until it's gone, and then feel something else that comes up until that's gone, and then feel. Your whole life is about feeling. Every moment of every day, you're feeling something. And the more that you move into the higher states of awareness, higher states of consciousness, the more you're going to be feeling. And the more you're going to realize what you haven't been feeling throughout your life. And so right now, what we're doing here is we're just learning how to feel. We're learning how to feel this entire quantum field, the whole spectrum of consciousness that's found in the third dimensional realm, which goes everywhere from, fear and control and greed and evil to joy, peace, presence, love, freedom, right? And so there's all of these things that you're going to be experiencing right now, clearing out of the body, also watching the human collective clear out as your body raises in vibrational state. How do you feel it? You just feel it. Feeling is the easiest thing to do. So whenever something comes up, you just feel that. You're aware of what you're feeling, and then you just allow it to be. How do you feel something? You observe what you're feeling, and then you just allow it. It's like you're sitting down for breakfast, and all of a sudden, the emotion of insecurity or irritability comes in, or fear comes in, and you're like, wow, I am now feeling ... It's going to sit here. If you're not aware of what you're feeling, then just be as present as you possibly can. And what that means is, because a lot of us are not aware of what we're feeling, and a lot of us don't feel, right? Because we're just going about our day, and we're just lost in the living of life, which is okay. So what you want to do if you're not feeling, right, a lot, which is fine. If you're not feeling a lot, you're not feeling a lot. You don't want to force yourself to start feeling a lot. But what I would recommend is getting more present throughout your day. So bringing presence to you. And the way you do that is you have to slow down. Okay. And the way that you slow down is you bring awareness to what you're doing in every moment. How do you bring awareness to what you're doing in every moment? Right now, I am watching Lorie on Untangled. Right now, I am sitting on my couch watching Lorie on my laptop or on my phone. Right now, I am driving to work. Right now, I'm about to go into the bank and withdraw money. Right now, I'm about to go to the grocery store and spend money that I don't have. You have to bring yourself into presence in order to feel, because feeling is only available in the present. So if you're thinking about the past and you're thinking about the future, and you're all over the place except for right here, right now, you're truly not feeling what the body needs you to feel. So if you start thinking about the future, you're going to start to create fear and anxiety. But that's excess energy that your body isn't asking you to feel. That's you creating anxiety, stress, and fear by moving into the future. If you're present and there's no fear, anxiety, or stress coming up, that means your body isn't asking you to release it. If you're going back into the past and you're kind of like really honing in on all this guilt that you've been feeling, okay? And you're like, I can't believe I did all these horrible things. You're pulling yourself into a past, creating emotions from the past that may not currently be what the body is asking you to release. The only thing you need to be aware of is the moment right here, right now, and what is arising within you right here. Everything else is excess energy that you're doing and creating for yourself for no reason. Is there guilt that's gonna pop up? Perhaps, but wait until it pops up. Don't go back and try to find things. Don't go into the future and try to create things. Stay present. Stay right here, right now. A lot of people say, well, how do I know if I have trauma? Whatever's arising is what you need to see. How do I know if there's more healing I need to feel, or more emotions I need to feel, or more thoughts I need to look at? Whatever is arising is what you need to see. That's it. That's it. So throughout your day, just bring yourself back to what you're doing. I'm now going to pick up my kids. I guarantee you, if you start saying to yourself what you're doing, which is making you the observer of your moment, you'll start to feel. You may not even be aware of the fact that there's an irritability that you have to go pick up your kids and go do this and go do this and go do this. But there's an irritability in there. That irritability needs to be felt. It's an energy. It just needs to be moved through the body. But if you're so busy in your mind thinking, right? I'm going to go do this, and then I'm going to go do this, and then I'm going to do this. And then you're thinking about a conversation that you had, and you're thinking about what your husband said to you 2 days ago. You're not going to be in the present moment feeling the irritability that may come up by going and getting your kids, or the guilt that you may feel because of whatever that's coming up in that moment. You have to bring yourself into the moment. That is how you feel. Does this make sense? Pay attention to this, you guys, because a lot of people are creating so much like drama in their lives because they're trying to go back into a past and drudge up these things that happen. It's not in your present moment. If the past pops up in your present moment, i.e., if you start feeling guilt or shame out of the blue, boom, it just pops up. Feel that. That's it. Don't go searching in a cave for something that's not in the present. This is so simple. We make it so complicated. Does it make sense how to get present? You know, how to stay, how do I get in this present state, you know? What am I doing right now? 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 Don't try to find the emotion. Just try to begin to bring awareness to your day, to every moment. That's it. Let your body show you. That's all. And I guarantee you, if you start doing that, you will realize how much is moving through your body. Like how much quote unquote work your body is doing all day long. It is literally a machine that is constantly clearing out. It's like a water filter, okay? Except that the water is always being poured into the filter. And there's a glass that's always the water is always pouring into the glass. So there's this constant flow, always. The water is being poured into the water filter. The water is the light from the sun. The body is the water filter, okay? And the cup that's being filled up with that water is the emotions and the thoughts and the beliefs that you are letting out, that you are allowing yourself to feel and observe and release. It can feel like you're going backwards when your body increases in vibrational state. And the reason that it can feel that way, and one of the reasons why I think it is a very big injustice on this planet to teach people to only feel high frequency stuff like love and light and high vibrational states, because when your body, if you just think of it, you guys, in physics, this is all a remembrance. I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know, you just forgot. If you think about everything in terms of physics, you just break it down to energy. Your body has experienced billions of energetic experiences that have moved through it. There are thousands upon thousands of energies from those experiences that are stuck in the body because it didn't go all the way through. It didn't filter through like the water filter. It got stuck. Grains of salt are stuck in that water. And when there is more and more light or water poured into that water filter, moved into your body, it's going to push the granule salt that's in that water filter out, which means that it's getting clearer in the water filter, but there's more shit coming out at the bottom. This idea that the more light that your body moves into, the less shit you're going to see makes no sense. The more light that moves through the body, the more the shit that's going to come out. And the more that you just allow it, the faster this process is. The granules of salt that are stuck in that water filter have to go somewhere. And they are pushed out or dissolved or integrated into the light, whatever words you want to use, by you observing it and feeling it. It doesn't just miraculously go away. That's the thing that's so courageous about being a human, is that you as a consciousness chose to drop into a very dense physical reality where you were going to be experiencing so much density inside the body, and that the body was going to have to process it at some point. And the way that the body processes it is that the human aspect has to feel everything. And that's daunting. So one of the things that has been coming up the last couple of days for me is, okay, I know that I'm going to continue to be feeling these things, whatever it is. I don't care. Today I woke up and like feeling fabulous. Great, whatevs. But how can I assist myself in opening up other experiences throughout my day that are not just about what I'm feeling? For instance, if I'm feeling really irritable or in a low depressive state or anxious or sadness, okay, what are some of the tools that I have in my pocket that I can do while I simultaneously feel this? I'm not trying to do it to suffocate or not feel, but what can I do at the same time? One of the things is that I have been noticing more and more is that the more that I am around other humans, the easier it is for me to feel what I'm feeling. In fact, the more that I'm around other humans, simultaneously feeling what I'm feeling, the more connected I feel to humanity. The more my heart just opens for humanity. I'm walking around and I'm just in awe of like the collective human experience and how every single human is so unique and so different. And we're all navigating this together, even though we don't even know who we are. I walk by people at the store or coming into the store or out of the store or walking into, coffee shop, and it's like, wow, these humans don't know me. I don't know them, but we are courageously doing this together. So to me, it's not about, oh my God, how do I get out of this emotion I'm feeling? How do I get out of this thing? Poor me, woe is me. No, I find the tools that allow me to expand in it we have to honor everything that we're experiencing and feeling, right? But so so that's one of the things I've been doing a lot and just really paying attention to that is being with humans, even if it's just sitting and watching humans walk by. That connection to humanity right now feels so, so important. The other thing that I've been doing is trying to find ways that I can impact somebody in the world, right? Whether it's saying how amazing they are, or thanking them for something, or smiling at them, or waving, or anything that can impact them in any small way, um, helps me move the emotion through. It doesn't. I am not escaping the emotion. I am not trying to get rid of the emotion. I'm just simply using tools that I have access to that help me move it through. It's like putting ointment on a wound. It helps heal the wound, so to speak. So I look at these tools as ways to assist the emotions to move through me, as opposed to getting rid of it, trying to get rid of it, fix it, change it. Does that make sense? So, like, what are the instead of trying to figure out how to not feel something, or how to get rid of the emotion, or how to ignore it or push it aside, how do you befriend and embrace it while you simultaneously um, use ways to engage in the world more? I think forgetting to feel it's a natural survival state, and I think that it's a programmed state. And from a much deeper sort of layer and understanding, if we are taught to not feel, we are disempowered. And if we are disempowered, we can be controlled. So if we are taught to not feel, we will feel unsafe in the world. If we feel unsafe in the world, we will feel disempowered, victim. And if we feel disempowered and a victim, we will be taught that we can be controlled by external forces, people, places, events, whatever. I mean, anything. And so we were born into a matrix, a world that has controlled us and taught us to not feel. It is very empowering when you start feeling everything. I cannot tell you how free I feel and how empowered I feel, regardless of what I'm feeling. There is a freedom. There is a strength that happens when you feel everything and you're not afraid to feel it, because anybody can come and do anything to me and I'm not afraid, because I know that I can just feel everything. It doesn't mean I like it. It doesn't mean that it feels good, but I know that my state of being is in charge, and that it is simply an energy that is moving through me. And the more that we can practice this now, the easier it is to go through whatever is to come on this planet. And the less we get caught up in this victim mentality of, why are they doing these things to us? This is so unfair. I hate this. I don't want this anymore. I don't know why we have to keep going through this. That's a victim mentality of you being afraid to feel and being afraid of the world, because you think that the world has some sort of control over you, because you have been programmed to be afraid of emotion, to be afraid of feeling. The more that we feel everything, no matter what it is, without attaching to it or associating ourselves to it, that is key. The more free you will feel, the more empowered you will feel, the more powerful you will feel, the more you will feel like a lion or lioness saying, bring it on. What else do you got? This is nothing. I am designed to um, skyrocket through this human journey. I am designed to walk through fire. I am designed to walk through any storm. Who cares what emotion comes my way? An emotion, big freaking deal. So what? You're feeling anxious or anxiety or stress or worry or your heart. Okay, keep going. What else do you got for me? That is the warrior and warriors that we are training ourselves to be, so that we can be so empowered that nobody has control over us, that nobody can control you with fear. If you aren't afraid of fear and you're not afraid of feeling fear, then as soon as someone tries to create fear in you, you won't fall for it, meaning you won't do what they say because you are afraid. You will do what you want to do regardless of whether it's creating fear or not. Somebody says, "Oh, if you don't do this, you're going to die." You're like, okay, well, you're trying to make me afraid of death. I'm not afraid of anything, and I'm definitely not afraid of dying. So, pretty sure I'm not going to do what you're telling me. Doesn't make any sense. You will be able to be so acutely aware of the way humans try to control you. The manipulation they use is emotions. Every manipulative tactic is emotional based. All of them. And if you know that you're not your emotions and that emotions don't control you, you can't be controlled. You simply resonate or don't resonate. And that is an energetic state of being. And your energetic state of being cannot be manipulated. It just can't. That's sovereignty. It's true sovereignty. That's why it is so important to just start practicing feeling everything. This is how we break free. We do not break free by only feeling love and light and rainbows and unicorns. Because what happens when all of a sudden the shit hits the storm, shit hits the fan, and all of a sudden you're feeling something that you don't want to feel and you're afraid to feel, and you have to try to convince yourself that you're not feeling it. You're going to be afraid of the world. You're going to be forcing yourself to not experience what is actually being experienced on the planet. Instead of just saying, bring it. I'm going to fully experience all of this in a sovereign, empowered state. What's next? Not trying to find these paths that are like only love and light and rainbows and unicorns and positive thoughts, because you're going to be skirting through this massively chaotic evolutionary shift. You're going to be trying to skirt through it, and it's a lot of effort. And you're going to be judging yourself, and you're going to be judging others. If you're only trying to find the easy path, the high vibrational path, you're judging yourself. You're either conscious of the judgment or not conscious of the judgment. Why am I saying that you're judging yourself? Because you are not allowing yourself to feel the emotional states that you deem low vibrational. When you don't give a shit, when you don't care what you're feeling, because you're not associating it as low vibration or high vibrational, you're just feeling it as an emotional state, i.e. an energy. You're no longer trying to find a route. You're just showing up in the present moment. I get it, I think. It's not easy, but it is easy, but it's not easy. I mean, we're all going through our own things, we're all navigating our own individual unique shit shows or beautiful shows or anything and everything in between. I just think what's so important is to just um, observe what it is that you're continuing to find yourself in, you know? Don't we attract experiences based on vibrational state? That is the problem with that teaching. That is why okay, so that idea, okay, that you attract experiences based on your vibrational state means that you're at such in order to be able to actually live that way from that state, you have to be free of control. okay? And what that means is that you're in a flow state. So we are designed to experience a reality based on our vibrational state, naturally, not from control. The natural state of being in a human body that is energetic is that your energetic vibration is going to dictate and mirror your external world. The problem with that, when you are in a very dense third dimensional reality where you have been convinced that you are in control and that you, the ego, knows how to get through this, and fear will control you and manipulate you, is that you are taught this natural law. Your body's vibration creates your reality when you still have a tremendous amount of trauma in you. You cannot live that natural law when you have trauma inside of you, because the trauma, it has to naturally move out of you. And if you try to bypass naturally allowing the trauma to move out of the body by you, the ego, trying to control your vibrational state in order to control your external reality, you are denying and bypassing the natural process and the natural law that we're designed to be in. Your body's vibration is always increasing. It's naturally going to do this. Your job is not to try to increase the frequency of your body in order to have the external world that you want. That is an attached, egoic, fear-based, controlled state of being. Our natural state of being is not controlling, in flow, naturally allowing whatever to arise, and to show us what our reality is. And the more that we allow the trauma to be released, the density to be released, which means whatever is showing up right now is for my highest good, it is what is elevating my frequency, then that is going to naturally change my reality. My reality is going to naturally change as my body's vibration naturally increases, as I stay in presence, naturally allowing whatever is arising to just be felt. This idea, and I want you to really think about what it feels like. I want you to feel into this, because I guarantee you, you will feel control and fear. Feel into this idea that your vibration is going to create your reality. Hey, I want you to know whatever your vibrational state is, it's going to create your reality. So you're in charge. You got to change your vibrational state. Well, how do I change my vibrational state? I want a completely different reality. I don't want the reality I'm having. Okay, well, if you want to change your vibrational state, you got to change the emotions. You got to change your thoughts. That is full of fear, not being present, and control. And those are not higher states of consciousness. Those are drenched in third dimensional trauma. The natural law is correct. Your body's vibration is going to create your reality. But you are not in charge of your body's vibrational state. What you're in charge of is being present and allowing it to naturally increase by you being aware of what is arising and just feeling that and letting it naturally happen. Millions of people will absolutely disagree with what I just said. That's okay. But when you look at the actual physics of what is happening and how much trauma is in the body and what trauma actually means, and the way that that trauma influences your vibration and your frequency, and that the only way to get trauma out of the body, because it's energy, is to observe it and to feel it, then you tell me how you're going to change your vibrational state. You tell me how only changing but you tell me how changing your emotions and changing your thoughts are gonna release that trauma. Explain it to me. There's emotions, thoughts, beliefs, behaviors that are energetic, that are in your body, that are in a lower vibrational state than your physical body right now. They're gonna pop up. How are you gonna move yourself into a higher vibrational state if these things are popping up or they're even in your body, right? So, something to think about. If there are teachings out there that are quick fixes, elevate your frequency by doing this and not just simply being aware of what wants to be felt, then it's a bypass. It's a quick fix. It's a get me into the higher states. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Okay. There's nothing wrong with moving yourself into a higher vibrational state and meditating and doing all these things as long as you're not ignoring what is simply wanting to be felt that's arising in your moment. As long as you're not ignoring it, denying it, trying to push it aside. Because believe it or not, it is that which you don't want to feel that's raising your vibration and that's allowing you to have a reality that is very different than the reality you may be having right now. There are no ruby slippers. There aren't. And I truly, truly believe that one of the biggest deceptions and one of the most heartbreaking things that humanity follows and does is this idea that the idea of the law of attraction, right? And that because we are in an egoic structure that wants to control, and this idea of the law of attraction that you're going to attract to you what your vibrational state is at. It's true, and yet from the vibrational state that humanity is at, knowing that is a disservice because we are going to try to control and change what is naturally here to actually increase our vibration. That's why there's so many awarenesses and natural laws and ways of being that the human is going to step into. And if they had that awareness now, um, they would control it and they would screw it up. And that's what we do. That's why we don't have a lot of these really powerful natural gifts yet because we have too much trauma. We have too much of an egoic structure still. We're going to want to control things. We don't know what it's like to be in flow. We don't know what it's like to let go of control. We don't know what it's like to just let the natural process of evolution happen. Most of us are not living in a natural state of flow and presence. We're still trying to control everything. And so when you teach people these higher perspectives, the law of attraction and etc., you're teaching it to humans that are stuck in deep, deep programming, deep, deep trauma, and that don't want to feel uncomfortable and that want to control in every possible way so that they can feel safe. And they want to do everything they possibly can to feel good in this world. And this world is full of uncomfortableness. And these uncomfortablenesses are stored in your bodies because you have experienced uncomfortableness. And if you think that you have the ability to control what you've already experienced that's stored in your body that needs to just be felt, you are really being misled. And if you think that controlling your thoughts and only positive thinking is going to change the trauma that just simply needs to be felt, you're being deceived. And this is a teaching that is not popular, and most people aren't teaching this. And it's okay. I will continue to teach it for the rest of my life because it's how we become free. It's how you move into a flow state. It's how you let go of control. It's how you feel empowered. It's how you are sovereign. Sovereignty, a sovereign human doesn't change anything. A sovereign human doesn't try to change their frequency. Higher self doesn't try to change their frequency. Higher self doesn't try to change their thoughts or their emotional states or their behaviors. Higher self just looks at it, allows it, lets it move through, and knows who it is. Knows that it's not it, and just keeps flowing. That's true sovereignty, true empowerment, true flow, true presence. That's power. Okay, you guys. By the way, those are just words. Of course, there's duality, so you have to use words to express what's happening. There's nothing wrong with duality. You have to see duality, you have to experience duality. That's how you shift into higher states of consciousness. So this whole idea that even speaking of duality and even speaking of good and bad, right and wrong, uh, means that somehow you're stuck in it. It's like, I'm not trying to get out of anything. I'm not trying to get out of duality. I'm just using words to describe energies. And in this state that we're in, the energies are dualistic. There's nothing wrong with duality. I'm not going to pretend I'm some super spiritual person that's not going to be in this dualistic state. I'm devouring the duality. I'm devouring that one day I feel happy and one day I feel sad. So what? I'm none of it. So what does it matter? You know, in the spiritual community, the really new agey spiritual community, they're like, yeah, but you're still in duality by talking about this. You're still in duality. Yes, I am in duality. Absolutely 1000%. Yes, I am. I will raise my hand. I am in duality. Next. Correct. Welcome to the human journey. I'm not trying to get out of duality. I'm trying to walk through duality, knowing that I'm not duality. Practice that one. All right. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. What else do I have for you guys? Nothing, I don't think. Oh, the London tickets are available now. So as many of you know, I'm going to be in Dublin, Ireland on March 16th. Tickets are available. I'll leave the link down below. I will be in London March 20th. Tickets are down below. There are only a small amount of tickets, so get your tickets now if you want to meet me in London. And then Amsterdam is confirmed for the 23rd, and tickets will be available next week. We may add another date to London if we sell out quickly, which I think we're going to. But all the links are down below. They're also going to be on my website if they're not already on my website. And you can also email me if you have questions and want to join us. Yeah, hopefully I'll be doing other countries as well. I just need people to host me. So if you want to host me in a country over in Europe, reach out to me and let me know. I'd love to visit you guys. That's it. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Be compassionate with you. Be compassionate with others. And I'll see you next Tuesday, the 26th, 9 a.m. for Untangled episode 24. Mwah.